Welcome back, baseball family, to another episode of the Baseball Together podcast, our series Ball Talk, where we conduct interviews with industry professionals, ball players, and authors, and anyone else that will come talk to us about baseball because we love it. We have Randy Cox, author of 715 at 50, the night Henry Aaron changed baseball and the world forever. Journalist, and photographer who was there on the night that it happened. And we had a wonderful conversation with him. And I'm not going to talk anymore. You just listen to it. It was fabulous. Welcome back, baseball family, to another one of our episodes of Ball Talk. This is a very, very exciting episode. We're here with Randy Cox. Randy Cox has been an editor and a reporter, an award-winning journalist, specifically a photojournalist, working in the field of journalism for 50 years. He's the author of 3 books. He's an expert on collectibles, anything from baseball memorabilia to 1950s Disney games. He's worked in Georgia and Alabama as a reporter, news, and sports editor, and also a radio broadcaster. And we're really excited to have you here, Randy. Thanks for joining us.
So, well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And you guys are baseball experts, and I'm just real happy to be here to talk to you about Henry Aaron. This is a subject that I've kind of lived with for the past 2 years. He was a great gentleman as well as a great ball player and entrepreneur, an executive after his playing days. So I always enjoy, and I got my Hank Aaron hat on here, so I will be glad to answer any questions, and just appreciate y'all having me.
Well, we're excited. We're going to do one thing we always do. We're going to give you caught in a rundown. So, my first question for you, Randy, is what is your quest?
What is my quest? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think my quest in doing this book was to let folks know about Hank Aaron's entire career. I know we focused on 715, but he did so much more than just being a baseball player. He was a complete baseball player, but he also was not only an entrepreneur, but he was someone that worked with the Braves after his career with a lot of the younger players. He was able to bring up Chipper Jones and Tom Glavine from the Braves '90s teams, and he was a mentor for these players. He was a civil rights activist. He did a lot of charity work. We have the Hank Aaron Foundation that of course Billy Aaron, his wife, his widow, is involved in. So he was. I like to tell people about he had a Hall of Fame life. In fact, that was one of the chapters, a Hall of Fame life,
Mm-hmm.
a complete life, and he was just a, a gentleman all the way on that. So he was just a great guy. That's kind of what I was looking forward to doing this in this book.
I like to say guys are first team all good dudes. Like first team all MLB, first team all good dudes is what I like to say about
Yeah.
about good guys, good people. So I would put Hank Aaron on that list. All right, next question for you. This is the hardest hitting question you're going to get all day. What is your favorite color?
I think probably blue is my favorite color.
Solid choice.
That's great. We're all wearing blue today. That's fabulous. Okay. If the Atlanta Braves were a beverage, what would they be?
If they were what now?
A beverage. If they were a drink.
Oh, a beverage. I'm sorry.
That's all
Um,
right.
are you talking about the current Braves?
Good
Or
question.
The
I don't know.
organization as a whole, the
Just
Braves.
the organization. Yeah.
um, I would say right now probably maybe a martini.
Ooh, yeah.
Nothing real strong. I think I kind of wish they were maybe a Long Island iced tea or something, but right now we're kind of martini, just kind of average kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Maybe
So,
2 ingredients.
well, these are real good questions, man. I tell you. Oh, me.
If
Okay.
baseball was an ice cream flavor, what would it be?
Oh, let's see. I'm thinking chocolate because I'm just a real purist. I like chocolate, and you know, I know my wife likes to put all these nuts and raisins and all this stuff in ice cream, but I just like to just have chocolate and enjoy the game as uh, we enjoyed it years ago, played it, and uh, more or less the the bottom line. The bottom line is play it like it was, without any um, any outside influences. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As, a,
Yeah.
as a pure sport is what I think I'm trying to get over to
Yeah.
you.
We feel the
Does that,
same way
does
about it.
that
We
sound
just
okay?
it just needs to just keep it. Speaking of keeping the game pure, the last question, the rundown is Babe Ruth overly romanticized?
Oh, that's a really good question. Really good question. Um, I think I don't think so. I mean, this is a man that really pulled baseball out of the the Black Sox scandals, and this was a guy of enormous proportions, and um, I think that any any credit that people give to him, I think he's definitely deserved. Hank Aaron is quoted as saying after he broke Babe Ruth's record that he said he didn't want to take anything away from Babe Ruth, but he wanted people to remember Hank Aaron. So you've got Babe Ruth, and you've got Hank Aaron later. So I don't think you can give too much credit to either of them. Let me just say that, and they're two of my heroes. And of course, I wasn't around for Babe Ruth, but I was here for Hank Aaron, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just one of those marvelous times. And I didn't do sports all my career. I did maybe 5 or 6 years, but those years that I did sports were particularly exciting for me, and we were glad that we were able to put this book together. And my focus is I hope people read it and enjoy it, and are able to transport themselves back in time to that era. And if I can convey the atmosphere and the times that they were in 1974, and give people a little bit of understanding of how things happened leading up to the culmination of the 715 home run. This was about a 2 or 3 year experience, and I was involved in 1971, April 26th. Henry Aaron hit his 600th home run at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, and luckily for me, I was able to get a press pass through the journalism department. I was in college, and
Mm-hmm.
Aaron was sitting on 599, and I said, if I could go tonight, this might be a good game. So anyway,
Yeah.
I was lucky again. He hit his 600th home run that night,
Yeah.
and we got to talk to him. And after the game, of course, this was the times when there wasn't 500 reporters around. That was for the 7:15 game, but for the 600th home run, we were able to informally talk to him, and I asked him if he was thinking about 7:15 at that time, and he said,
"Oh, you did."
Yes, and he said, well, not really thinking about that. That's a long time off. I'm just doing one game at a time. And then, of course, 3 years later, in April of '74, that was the record breaker. So it was kind of a journey for both of us. I had started watching him in the 1957 World Series as a Cub Scout. We were watching it on one of our den meetings, and we found out later. I found out a couple of years ago that Hank Aaron was an Eagle Scout. So
he was.
We were watching an Eagle Scout hit home runs in that '57 series, and then fast forward to '66 when they moved from Milwaukee to Atlanta. My dad and I went to the first playoff league championship series ever played. It was against the Mets in '69, and of course the Mets and Tom Seaver. They won that series, but it was a progression of things through the years that I was able to try to put that in the book and let people know that I was lucky. I was lucky to be able to see those games, and it was a great part of my life, and I've always really enjoyed baseball. I follow the team now, and we like to go out there and see the Braves play on there
wonderful.
at Truist Park.
That's really cool. I love that you were able to get a press credential as a college student, because when I was in college in journalism school, I emailed. Went to school in Utah. I emailed the Utah Jazz to see if I could get a press credential, and if you could laugh through an email, they did.
They
did. That was basically their response back to me. I was like, well, okay, I guess that's not going to happen this year.
Yeah, exactly. And things were very different. I'd like to share one thing with you that Bob Hope told me. I was asking him, I've got a whole chapter in the book about Bob Hope, and he was Hank Aaron's best friend. And he was there as assistant publicity director and then publicity director. And he told me that when he was getting ready to issue press credentials for that game, that he just, whoever wanted them got them. And he said, we had 300 reporter credentials issued and 100 photographic credentials.
Wow.
So there was a lot of people there, and every one of them ran on the field after the home run.
Yeah. Where do you put all those people? There's no press box in the world that's that big, especially back then.
Yeah, you are exactly right, because he told me, he said there were so many reporters, he had to rope off a section in I think it was in left field, a whole area to put these folks, and because they're, you can only get X number in the press box. So and of course the photographers were everywhere, and I have one photo in the book that I got from the History Center. It was by Floyd Gilson, who was a photographer for the Atlanta Journal. He was on the third base side, and he took a picture of Henry Aaron touching home plate, and all the teammates and press, gathering to congratulate him at the home plate. And it showed a picture of a little person here in the right side of the picture, and I was able to identify myself because I was over there taking pictures of all this. Look, I got a little arrow pointing to me. So if people say, "Oh, you really there?" I say, "Yeah, there I am." It's a little bitty thing. So
I'm gonna find it in the book. I've got the book right here.
We did, cool. It's on
the
first of the book. So
it's
we
right.
did
it's early.
Put in some photos of his earlier career, and try to give people a feel of, when he went to hospitals and saw the kids and did the charity work. And we did include some of the programs and trivia from the information we got from the public relations. Yeah, that's the one. Right, that's a good one.
Here,
That's
let me pull
he
it.
was
That's the one
he,
you're talking about,
he
right?
No, I think it's a little bit
It's on the
earlier. I
page
think
before
it's
that. It's on the page before that,
yeah,
Brig.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
thing.
There's
I
the
think
There's a
arrow.
so.
little
Yeah,
arrow. Yeah.
There it
there's the
is.
arrow
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
people
That
there,
was
how did you get on the first baseline? Like, what kind of blessing is that?
Well, I was really lucky, and I got to tell you a quick story that Bob Hope told me, and something that I was been. I had gotten up there and was trying to get a position in the photographer's booth, and one of the newspapers, I won't mention the name, said that, hey, this is my spot, and there was a little plaque there, and I said, okay, well, where am I supposed to go? So I don't know. It's a universal problem or whatever. And there was this guy he was standing there, had a cowboy hat on. He said, "You come over here." So we went over there. My cousin went with me, so we were able to squeeze in with him, and it was the perfect angle, the perfect angle. But what I
Yeah.
found out later was from Bob Hope. He said there was another incident in another area where a magazine photographer had come into an area and said, "Hey, that's my spot." And the guy said, "Well, that's okay." Bob Hope said it was first come, first serve. And he called up there, and Bob said, "Yeah, that's right. Whoever gets there first, we had to, you know, do away with those rules." So he told him, and then all the other photographers started clapping, because this guy
Yeah,
had been
yeah.
so rude wanting to come in. But I was actually right when I was there because I was first, but then I
Yeah.
didn't know about that rule till 50 years later. But
Yeah.
but
It
anyway,
worked out.
it turned out well. Yeah, and it was great going on the field. And I gotta tell you the biggest moment of the game for me was after he hit the home run. And of course, he did the speeches and the congratulations. Got the bear hug from his mom and kissed Billy Aaron, his wife. He went over to where he had this bronze bust that they gave him. We have some pictures of
Mhm.
that in there. He went over and sat down and by himself. And I'm going, hey, this is it. I got to go over there. I got to go. So I
Yeah.
went over there and I congratulated him, shook his hand. He said thank you after I congratulated him, and I said, oh my gosh, what a humble guy. He was just so humble and respectful of folks, and I got to shake his hand, and that was the moment. I got to shake the person who broke Babe Ruth's record right after he did it. So that was a
Wow.
big moment for me, and I'll always remember that. And I love talking about it and telling folks about his career and life, and everything went well with the book, and I hope people will be able to get it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I've got a copy, obviously, because I already said so. But I got my copy right here. Seven
Looks
fifteen
like we
at
might have had some
50.
technical.
No, no, I got it right here. It's great. It's a very conversational tone. I think that's what sets this apart. Not only did you take the photographs in the book, but it's very conversational. It's very accessible. It's like we're having a conversation with
Hmm.
you as you come through on the page with your own voice. I gotta say, speaking of Bob Hope, really quick, one of my favorite stories from the book is when in the upper deck a woman decided to go streaking during the game, and everyone was trying to pay. They were paying so much attention to the ball game that they didn't care. I guess just to paraphrase the story, she came in with a raincoat and then took it off and went and sat in some dude's lap to get attention for herself. And he's the only one that knew that she was the only one that even paid attention. So she just left.
Yeah, he said that was probably the least seen streaker in the history of streaking. Everybody was looking at the home run, and
That's right.
that was really strange. That was strange, and
That's so funny.
there's some other stories in there about some inside things that Bob Hope wrote about it, and I think the fans and readers will enjoy reading about that. And I really appreciate y'all letting me on the show talking about it. It's a great show, and I appreciate that very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It says that there are unpublished photos and untold backstories, but if that's an example, baseball family, that I just shared, then you got to get into it, because there's more that really come to light in this book for the first time. It's really very exciting to get those insider details, no matter what.
I have a question for you about the format of this book, real quick, Randy.
Sure.
So, was it by design that you used 44 photos, right? And then the book itself, before you get to like the bibliography and everything like that, it says it's 145 pages, but I feel like it doesn't start at page 1, so it almost feels like it's 144 pages. Was all this by design because Hank Aaron wore number 44?
We actually just picked out the ones that we thought were the best ones for the on-field photographs, and we had started when I first started this. I was wanting to make the home run itself the 44th photograph, but that wasn't going to work out because of this. There's so many photographs. So we decided to pick out 44 that I took that night, including pictures of some of the other players hitting and Ron Reed pitching. And it worked out to do that. And then we supplemented with other photographs that told the story of some other things that were going on. I got to read you one quick thing from the book. If I've got a minute, it's
of course, yeah.
Some of the mail, of course, was very vile. There was hate mail,
right.
But again, according to Bob Hope, this was a very small majority, although it was really, really bad. And Hank Aaron even included some of those letters in his autobiography. If I had a biography, I had a hammer. But there was some really, really good, I'd say the majority of letters that he got in the mail were so positive, and he got some really cute letters from kids. And I have this one letter, it's real short, that I have in the book that I wanted to read. We had talked about Babe Ruth and his legacy, but one of the little children had sent in. He was from Los Angeles, California, and he said, "I am glad that you hit 711 home runs. You are almost up with Baby Root. I hope you will catch Baby Root."
Baby Ruthie.
This was some letters that Bob Hope put together for their publicity media guide, and he let me run some of those and some of the information on Henry Aaron, and we like to put some interesting things in there, and I hope everybody will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Very cool. I love that.
And we can get copies of your book on Amazon, at Barnes and Noble. Do you have a personal website we can order it from?
Well, if you go on summergamebooks.com, that's the publisher, Walt Friedman. And if you order it from this site, you can get free shipping, and it is available in hardcover, in trade paperback, and if you go on Amazon, they have an ebook, and the ebook is has all the pictures and all the text. And like I say, we're going to be at a couple of baseballism stores. We're going to be in Milwaukee at the baseballism store next Tuesday, the 9th, and right before the Brewers game. And if anybody in the Milwaukee area wants to come by, I'll be glad to talk to them, sign the book. I love to talk to these fans. Everybody has a story. If they weren't there at the game, they knew somebody, or their mom had gone, or whatever, And this is the joy that I get out of having written this book, is talking to the fans, because they are so interested in baseball today and the past. Of course, baseball has a great history. The Braves have been in business 150 plus years. So it's a great legacy. And I just hope everybody will order the book and enjoy it, and put a comment on Amazon if they like it. And we appreciate y'all having me. And I've really enjoyed it very much.
Well, we have too. And well, thank you for coming. And if the next time you write a baseball book, the next one, because you're going to, for sure, why don't you just let us know and we'll have you back on?
I will. I definitely will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Baseball family, thank you for joining us with our interview with Randy Cox. Again, this is his book, 715 at 50. He goes through and he gives a whole bunch of context for the night where Hank Aaron broke the record, everything. It's all there, like we talked about. He has some great stories. I loved the fact that he was actually there. Like, that to me is a game changer for this book. So go check it out. There's a link down in the description. He said that if you get it on directly from the publisher at summergamebooks.com, then you can get free shipping. Like I said, there's a link down in the description just to make it easy for you to head on over there and get that if that's something you would like. Before we go, don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review everywhere that you can, especially on the YouTubes, because that's the best place to do it. That's like our main focus is YouTube. Yeah, we have audio, but we do a lot of stuff for YouTube. So head on over there if you're not there. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and so you don't miss anything at all. And while you're online, head over to ChinookSeedery.com and use code BTPod at checkout to save 10% on your order. They are really the best seeds ever. You will also be supporting the show while supporting your mouth. Baseball family, with that, thank you again for joining us. We will catch you next week.